So thank you guys for joining me. My name is Tara. I am what I have deemed as a clarity coach. So basically I use a bunch of modalities like Akashic Records, human design, universal law, emotion code, a whole bunch of modalities that I have been trained in, and I have packaged them together to offer people like yourself clarity on the direction they're going in, blocks they may be having in their business, and really how to become more magnetic. Because through my own inner growth and inner work, I have really come to realize that if we focus on our vibration and we become epic masters of our vibration, everything else quite literally falls into place. So I know at times it seems really hard to believe, but that's a limiting belief. So it is absolutely true that if you can master your vibration, you can become insanely magnetic. So as I start every class, the first thing that I want to stress to you all is in order to become the absolute most magnetic individual you can and manifest like a boss, you need to ground. You need to be grounded. And I'm going to tell you, I would venture a guess that 90% of the population is not grounded. So just to give you guys kind of like a little bit of what does grounded versus ungrounded look like. Grounded is very clear in your thinking. Grounded is really connected to yourself. Grounded is understanding the way messages come through to you and being able to interpret them quickly and with ease. Grounded is walking into a room and knowing why you're there. Grounded is being able to finish a sentence without ping-ponging. Those are all indications of being grounded. And so the phrase as is above, so is below is really, really important, because when you are getting guidance, which you are getting all the time, you may not recognize it, for example. It has to come through this kind of pillar in the middle of you, or line as some teachers call it, it actually has to hit earth and then come back so that it can come back up and be, so you can discern with the messages, okay? So first and foremost, I would like you to ask yourself very quickly, you're gonna take 2 big deep breaths, and then you're gonna ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, I'm in the middle of Mother Earth, I'm not going anywhere. How grounded am I? There is no right or wrong reason. First number that comes to your mind, put in the chat box. Okay, Larissa, we have some work to do. That's okay. We're good. We're good. Thank you. Thank you for that. Love it. It's okay. We're good. Okay. So Patricia's like super grounded. Amazing, Patricia. That means you're manifesting like a boss right now. Super grounded. When you're super grounded like that at a 10, awesome, Liz is an 8, you are going to want to really watch what you're thinking, because everything you're thinking is basically coming to fruition. So if you're sitting there telling yourself you can't be doing something because you don't have the money, you're never going to have the money. Okay? I'm going to put something in the chat box. Okay, so there are many ways to ground, and you guys can pick your most favorite option. What I would say is actually whenever you are, when you're trying to figure out the best grounding method for you, ask yourself before, how grounded am I? Ask yourself after. You can do grounding meditations. You can use grounding essential oils like patchouli, for example, or frankincense. You can walk barefoot in nature if it's possible right now. those types of things. The easiest way for me is actually, I like to do two different things: grow roots, or I like to ask actual earth dragons to come forward. So last class we did the grounding that I'm going to give you guys access to. So I have a grounding meditation that you can download for free. It's in the chat box now. You can go, the code is ground 2020, and you can get this meditation for free. But today I want to do a different method just to give you guys some options of how you ground. Similar, but different. So if you can have your feet on the floor, if not, don't worry about it. You want to visualize your feet on the floor, which means use your imagination. Your feet are on the floor. And you really just want to think about these two amazing brown earthy dragons coming up from earth and wrapping their tails around your feet and pulling you down back into the center. Give yourself a minute. Now we're going to ask these dragons to clear the energy and the ley lines under your feet so that it's only positive and beneficial energy for you. Now ask yourselves, on a scale of 1 to 10, how grounded are you?
How grounded am I?
Put in the chat box. Tina went up in the world. Yes. Okay. Good. Okay, Larissa, we're going to work on your grounding. I will call you and we'll work on your grounding 101. 8. Awesome. And 8 and above is pretty much like, you know, you can get there. You may need to take a few more seconds, but try to ground yourself every single day. Here's another easy way to ground yourself. We're going to try it now. You're going to say to yourself, I am your name and only your name. I am Tara and only Tara. I am Tara and only Tara. I am Tara and only Tara. Say it and ask again and see if the number goes up. It does make you feel like a boss when you say it out loud, right? It does. Every single morning I wake up and I'm like, I'm Tara and only Tara. I am Tara and only Tara. I'm Tara and only Tara. 11. Yes. It's a super easy way to ground very, very quickly. So if ever you are feeling like out of sorts, which is a strong indication that you've absorbed someone else's energy in and around you, then you're going to immediately want to be like, I'm Tara and only Tara. I am your name and only your name. I am your name and only your name. It's super easy to ground. It's super easy to release your energies from other people. And it is a really important step to take if you want to be super magnetic in your life in 2020. Right? I am and only. That means my energy is all my energy. I've got nobody else's vibes going on. Nobody else's vibes is hindering my vibes right now. And that means I'm in control and mastering my vibe. Got it? Got it. Okay. So do we all kind of like, give me a thumbs up if you relatively understand the law of attraction? Like what you think about, you bring about. Okay. So sorry, I'm reading the chat box. And there was, okay, if you were yawning during or immediately after saying your name, I am Tara and only Tara, that is because you are actually releasing things that are not yours or that need to be released from your energy. So have no fear if you say that and you burp, forbid it comes out the other end, or anything else. That's all good because it's a release of the energy. The yawning is a release of the energy. The burping is a release of the energy, etc. So tingling can be a release of the energy too. I get tingles when I am releasing like very clear blocks. When I go really deep and I want to release abundance blocks, tingling typically happens, and it typically happens in my feet because I ask it to exit that way into Mother Earth. So thank you guys for all those comments. Now, being magnetic really requires you to think about, I kind of call it like a trifecta formula, okay? First of all, you need to be really clear. We get to be really clear. I'm not gonna say you need to. You get to be really clear on what it is that you want. Now, I was speaking with a client yesterday and I was like, well, what are your intentions? And she just looked at me, she's like, I don't get that. I don't get what is an intention. What is the intention I want to set? And I was like, actually a very valid and good point. So if you, as you move forward and become more and more magnetic, I would like you to, and we're going to do this right now, we're going to think about it. I would like you to think about an experience you would like to have. So as you're setting maybe your resolutions for the new year or your business goals or whatever they may be, try to think of them as experiences. And the reason I say that is because an experience, first of all, holds a higher vibration than goal. The word goal holds really low vibration because most people fail at their goals all the time because we just don't even start them, to be honest with you. Or we set unrealistic goals and then we get so beat up that we don't even move down that path. So think about it as an experience. And when you think about experiences, what are some of the things that you actually think about when you want to create an experience? Who's there, maybe, how you feel, maybe what you're wearing. It becomes more encompassing. So I would like everyone to think of an experience they would like to experience in the next, let's say, 2 weeks. Think of something you'd like to experience in the next 2 weeks. Liz wants to go float. That's a good one. Okay. We're getting some really awesome answers. One person wants to go for a float. One person wants to go own a space near the lake. Now, expand upon the experience. When you are in the middle of that experience, how do you feel? Are you with anyone? So here's the thing. Saying to me, aka the universe, kidding, but saying to the universe, own my own space by the lake. They could be like, all right, here's a piece of land. Doesn't have a house on it. It's a space. It's by the lake. What lake is it by? Actually, it could be in the lake. Who knows what? So I have taught this in my own manifestation course where I say to people, if you ask for a piece of cake and someone comes to your house with like, you know, that British fruit cake that they have at weddings, is that like, that's not, I don't know, it's not delicious to me, but I asked for a piece of cake. And the universe is like, here you go. If you ask for more money, exactly, Sarah, I was just going to say this, Sarah, that people say, I want more money and find 10 cents. And then the universe is like, chick. So one thing I have come to learn is that the universe is freaking literal. Like, oh, you want more money? Here's 10 cents. It's more money than you had before. So think of the experience a little bit from a broader perspective. And you don't have to do this now. I'm just really laying it out there for you guys so that specifically as you move into the new year, because this is really a time where the holidays are crazy, but we all seem to become really, really introspective about what it is that we want to create for ourselves moving forward. If you did the vision boarding class, awesome. Put those experiences on there. Expand upon your vision board if that's the case. Yes. Awesome. So we've gone from own a space near the lake to own a fully furnished apartment with a view of the lake where I can feel peaceful and happy, right? That is amazing. We can expand upon and say we want a move-in ready, fully renovated, easily affordable, safe neighborhood, like all the things. So as you are growing in your magnetism moving forward and in your ability to sort of manifest, you want to think about what you would like to experience, and then you want to add in those writing elements that we learned in school of like, who's with you? What are you doing? How are you doing it? What are you wearing? Like, put those details into it. So let's all, for the sake of like being on the same page, let's all experience, let's all have a mutual experience of let's all have a mutual experience in the next 2 weeks of magnetizing an additional $200 cash or currency, I should say, to assist with our Christmas bills, whatnot. So cash currency, let's be honest, is gift cards, it's cash, it's checks. It could come in the form of gifts, could come in the form of rebates. So we're putting it out there that we want that. Now, if we were to measure, I will measure using a pendulum, what's the vibration of $200, okay? Should I measure it 0 to 100? Yes. 80 or more? No. 70 or more? No. 60 or more? 65. It's 69. So on a scale of 1 to 100, 69. Now, if you had a pendulum, what I would say to you guys is y'all have to measure your vibration and figure out what vibration you're at. You don't have a pendulum, that's okay. We're gonna say on a scale of 1 to 10, what's my current vibration? And ask yourself right now, what is your current vibration on a scale of 1 to 10? Wow, Patricia, 9, that's amazing. Again, there's no right or wrong reason. You just want to know and be aware that as you work with energy, which is what we're doing, to create these ripple effects into the universe, you want to start becoming really, really aware of what the level of your vibration is. Awesome. No right or wrong reason. 7.5, 6, it's fine. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to change throughout the day. Someone pisses you off, you're going to be a lower vibration. Just the way it's going to be. You get annoyed, you're going to be at a lower vibration. You really just, this is strictly for awareness. And I'm telling you this from an awareness perspective, awesome. Because the more you become aware, the more you can master your frequency. So if $200 is basically a 69, or we're going to call it a 6.9 now, 7, then for the majority of the time, you need to be hitting a 7 in order to just get $200. Just boom. Okay? So, to be super magnetic, 3 key steps. 1 is your experience. What is it that you intend to have? What is the intended experience? If you write it out, please, present tense, it's happened, it's happening, you're in the middle of it. Not thinking like in 7 months. No, it's now. Okay? Then you want to ask yourself, what's the vibe of this? Because the only reason you don't have it already is because your vibe doesn't match it. That's literally the only reason. That's universal law. So if you are aware of what the vibration of your intention is, you can actually work to align yourself to it. So who here can tell me what is your GPS? What's your GPS to get your vibration to that point? How do you, aside from measuring numbers, which you can do, what else can you do to get yourself in alignment with that? Dance, move your body. Those are ways to get yourself in a higher vibration. Yes. Do what brings you joy. Yes. It's gauged through your emotions. Your emotions are energy in motion, and they are the telltale sign if you are going on an upward spiral towards the vibration of where you need to be, or on a downward spiral to pissed off, sitting in your room, eating Cheetos, whatever. So, list out your experiences, your intentions. You can make them as simple, my dear friends, I love you. I do it all the time. I drive to the gym. It's always a fully packed parking lot. There's rarely any parking spots. And as I get there, I'm like, I would really, call yourself out when you're self-sabotaging. I would really enjoy experiencing a parking spot at the front. And then just leave it. And I will tell you, I always get one. Because for that, I'm like, I trust that it's done. I'm off on my way. Boom. I don't need to measure the vibe of it, because that for me, actually, if I don't get that parking spot, I got a low vibe situation going. Call yourself out when you're self-sabotaging. Awesome. Awesome. So write out your experiences, measure your vibe. 2, we've got to have faith in the fact that it's going to happen. And so I typically, in a lot of the work that I do, I use a pendulum. I teach people how to use pendulums, and I teach people how to muscle test, because I will tell you that it becomes very complicated to, at times, understand how your intuition is speaking to you, or your higher self, or whatever you might want to call it. Whatever you connect with, that inner guidance, it can be really difficult to be like, I don't know, like I really wasn't going to go down that path, but now they're telling me to do it. So if you use a pendulum or you muscle test, it's literally right there. Yes or no question. It's very clear. You know, it's kind of like our higher selves and intuition speak to us through our clairs, right? These are our 6th sense. So we can be clairsentient, we can smell, we can be a clairaudient, we can hear, we can be clairvoyant, we can see. For me, my strongest clair is claircognizant. People will say, how do you know that? I'll say, I don't know. I just know it. It's just like, that is a deep, it's just, I know it to be true. So for me, I want to make sure that my claircognizance, that I am deeply aligned to what it is that I want to experience. Yeah, sorry. Someone says, I always receive a parking spot. Thank you, universe. That's a good one. You do want to thank the universe after. So you really want to think about how your clairs speak to you, and if possible, learn to muscle test or learn to use a pendulum so that you can start really honing in. And I'm telling you this because as you do, you become super magnetic in what you want. So you can ask your pendulum, who here has a business, a side business, a business of their own, wants to have a business? Okay, awesome. So let's see we're going to put Tina on the spot here. My pendulum goes forward and back for yes. So Tina on the spot. I'm going to say, is Tina's ideal client really clearly defined? Yes. Is that 90% or more defined? No. 80% or more defined? No. 75% or more? Yes. So 75% the universe knows what you want. I mean, it's not bad. It's not super good. I think it could be clarified personally. But this is the thing. In your case, Tina, if you're getting clients into your business and you're like, why do all of them not want to follow along, play by the rules? Or why do they all want to, why are they all canceling? Or look at the pattern that is unfolding within your business and your clients, and then go and clarify your experience with your ideal client, because that's the 25% that's missing. Got it? And that's going to allow you to become more magnetic in 2020, because you're going to actually be able to clarify those missing pieces. So, someone didn't show up for her today. There you go. Who here wants a new job in 2020? Or project? Okay, let's try Sarah. Sarah. Is there a opportunity on the table already, Sarah? Maybe it's one you don't know about or you don't want to look at. Not that you don't want to look at.
Maybe I don't see it yet?
You don't see it yet. So this opportunity that's pretty much like in front of your nose that you don't see yet, it's going to show up any day now, I suppose. If you were to, a lot of people want more money, so we'll do a very clear one on more money in a second. So I'm going to ask, how aligned would this opportunity be to Sarah's values? Are Sarah's values clear? Yes. So on a scale of 1 to 10, yes. Is it a 9 or more? No. 7 or more? No. 6 or more? Yes. So this opportunity is going to show up. You might be really excited about it. But if you were to muscle test or use another form to dive into your intuition, you could actually say to yourself, okay, well, it's not aligned to my values. You can ask a series of questions. Is it aligned to my values? Is this going to provide me the freedom, the monetary freedom I want to be able to live my life? Is this going to provide me with the balance that I'm looking for? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so because you are at I can't remember now, 6, 7, you're going to want to ask questions as to why. What's going to get you in alignment? What is it in the past in jobs that you've had that maybe have not been in alignment with you that you need to really clarify, okay? So what you guys are going to want to do moving forward into 2020 to be like rock stars is, again, list out the experiences that you want. Practice day in and day out with simple things. You know, your experiences can be as simple as, I want to go for dinner. I want to have a really nice meal. I want to have, no time crunch with this friend. We try a new restaurant. It's amazing. The food is whatever. Okay. Whatever it may be. To then really diving in with your vibe. How many times, actually, she's not on here today, but I have one mega superstar when it comes to manifesting. Actually, never mind. Tina manifested a trip to Greece in the middle of my 7-day money manifesting challenge. So let's just point it over there. But there's one girl that I swear to you is like a magnet for all things free. You can say, I don't want to pay for the meal. I want to be treated to the meal. You really want to think about the experiences. You really want to measure your vibration and the vibration of what your experiences are. And you really want to evaluate the reoccurring patterns in your life to help you close the gap. Close the gap. Oh my gosh. Sarah says she said she needed a good time with a close friend for fun, and her girlfriend from Calgary booked a flight. Awesome. Okay. Now, everyone wants to magnetize money, so let's move into magnetizing money. I would like you, especially since last week we removed money block. So if you were on the money block call last week, your money container is way bigger than it started. If you weren't, you guys can catch a replay. It's on YouTube, and I will post it on my page. So, how should we phrase this question? I want you to ask yourself for a comfortable number, monetary value, that would allow you to experience ease over the holiday season. Just kind of keep that number in your back pocket. Now, when you have that number, I want you to take a minute to 2 minutes and think about what you would do, who you'd be with, how would you spend that money? Maybe it's already spent. Okay. Imagine that it is actually to pay off your debt. Do you feel relieved? Do you feel happy? Are you like, wow, that it just feels so lifted? How do you actually feel about using that money? Don't get me wrong. It's totally fine to manifest money to pay off your debt. Now, we've all measured our vibrations. We all kind of know where our vibrations are. Ask yourself, in that scenario, having that already completed, what's the vibration of that? What's the vibration of it's already done? I've gotten the money. I've paid the credit card bill. I'm having the dinner downtown, whatever it may be. So you're feeling freedom. That situation for some are light as a feather. That is at an 8 for some, that's at 10 for some, that's at 12 for some. That's awesome. You now know that the vibration number that you were at versus the vibration number where you want to go. Okay? How do you increase your vibration quickly? You monitor your emotions and you express appreciation. This is why Abraham Hicks goes on rampages of appreciation. So, major tip number 2, if you want to be super magnetic in 2020 and manifest absolutely like a boss, is get clear on your experiences. Number 1, you measure the vibrations of things you want, Emmy. Sorry, I'll go back 1 second. Ask for what you want in terms of an experience. I want to experience. I intend to experience. place your who, what, when, where, hows within it. Say it like it's already done. Okay? Measure your vibration is part of that. I'll come back to that in a second. And I lost my train of thought. Okay, never mind. I will come back to it. I have to go answer Emmy's question first. So we were measuring either via pendulum or muscle test what your vibration is, or you can simply, Emmy, just be like, my vibration is, and my current vibration is blank by this, because we want to know the gap where we're going. Oh, appreciation, rampage of appreciation. So frequently as I can possibly do it in a day, I send out bubbles of appreciation. So that helps me magnetize from my heart space what it is that I want. You can do it in your car, you can do it wherever you want. But basically, I just kind of start to think of this big, huge bubble coming out from me, and I'm filling it with all kinds of appreciation. So we're working on the experience that we want to have with money. I would fill this with, I appreciate the relief. I appreciate the experiences that I get to have with my friends and family. I appreciate the ease in which I get to pay my credit card bill, or I pay my credit card bill. I appreciate the fact that I get to put smiles on all these people's faces. I appreciate that I get to make extra donations. I appreciate, just rampage it out. Yes. You want to be appreciating and putting out as many bubbles of appreciation. Don't even worry if you don't think of it as a bubble. From now on in, it's like this energetic container of anyone who has listened to this or is listening to this. As soon as you start putting out appreciation, I'm actually setting an intention for all of us that it's just rippling out. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to make a bubble if you don't want to. But think about it. What appreciate, so for those of us who have a business, I always say, I appreciate my ideal clients. I appreciate all my clients. I appreciate all my past clients. I appreciate all my future clients. I appreciate all my present clients. I appreciate that my clients pay in full. I appreciate that my clients book multiple packages. I appreciate that they keep their appointments. I appreciate that they book their appointments in advance. You get the point. Okay? So whatever it is that you're looking to manifest and magnetize into your life, you want to be clear on the experience that you want, and you want to douse it in appreciation. You especially want to douse it in appreciation when you're pissed off, or you're not feeling good, or you're not feeling yourself. Because it is, saying the words I appreciate versus I'm grateful for is actually a higher vibration than saying I'm grateful. So thank you is here, grateful is here, appreciate is here. Up the vibration ladder. So you want to be using I appreciate as much as possible to get your intention. Now here's the real kicker to be super magnetic. Let go of how it happens. Yeah, no problem. That's a verbiage tip that I just learned not too long ago, because I used to say, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. And it was in measuring. So part of the work that I've been doing for myself is measuring the vibration of the words that I put out there, especially in social media, so that I can attract my ideal client with the words that I'm using. And it's in measuring those words and the vibration of those words that I figured out that thank you is the lowest, gratitude is the middle, and appreciate is the top. So letting go of the how it's going to happen, super difficult for our logical minds. Okay? Once you muscle test or you really tune into your intuition, you can ask yourself a couple of questions. So everybody, we're going to ask now. You're going to take a couple of deep breaths, and you're going to first ask, what is my belief that this will happen, that this money will manifest? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the number? 10 being like, it's It's in my bank account right now. 1 to 10. What is my level of belief? Okay. Aha. So most of you are like 7s, 7 out of 10 that you believe that it's going to happen. Let's ask on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your level of trust that this will happen? Trust in the universe. Okay. We've got 7s, we've got 9s, we've got 9.5, we've got 7.5. Ooh, we got a 10. So a lot of these 7s and 10s, at 7s and on both sides, both on the trust and the belief, are going to be coming from our limiting beliefs, from the fact that we've been told that we need to work hard for them and that our logical mind is battling where it's going to come from. And here I am sitting here being like, you can't worry about that. Yeah, no, I know. I know that it's really hard to do. Trust me, spent many years banging my head against the wall of how these things are going to come together. So I get it. And it's a big part of manifesting is having full faith and trust. So if you're struggling with a lower number, I encourage you to find ways to help yourself out with that. Like 55 times 5, the manifestation formula, where you write out a positive affirmation 55 times, 5 times a day. I wrote it out once and it really, really worked for me. I manifested $2,500. I said I easily and effortlessly manifest money. If you don't want to write it out, what I would suggest is say it. I find that if I'm walking and saying positive affirmations, that things speed up. And include things like, I have full faith in the universe. I have full faith in God. I have full faith in source. I have full faith. I have full faith. Adding things like, and so it is at the end of your experiences. And so it is. Just declaring that this is happening will help you increase your. I don't really think it matters if you write it out or you say it, to be honest with you. I've done both and it's been really, really beneficial. Sometimes writing things like, since we're on the topic of writing, so if you've ever been like super peeved at somebody and you physically write a letter, the energy is sent to that person. So you can basically, without having to like confront them, send the energy of it. And you may find that that person comes back and says, I was really sorry. I was thinking about this. Those are those instances. You want to say it 55 times or write it 55 times for 5 days. The same intention. Yeah. This is going to really help you magnetize and align your belief and your faith to it happening. So if we're doing this, Christmas thing, we want to be saying as many times as possible, hold up to the appreciation, but we also want to be saying things like, my favorite one is actually, I easily and effortlessly manifest money, or money comes to me easily and effortlessly from sources known and unknown in all directions, whatever you may want to call it. From sources known and unknown, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. 5 days, Sarah. Oh, that's what got Tina to her Greece trip. No, sorry, you don't need to say it 5 times a day. You need to say it 55 times for 5 days. Sorry, 55 times for 5 days. Hey, if you want to say it more than 55 times, by all means, knock your socks off. Oh, do it at the same time? No, you don't. You don't have to do it at the same time if you don't want to. So we have talked about the intention aspect of it. We have talked about the aligning your vibration to it. We have talked about the faith aspect of being magnetic, And we have talked about now the sort of letting go and the not thinking of the how. I want to talk about a really key, huge limiting belief that comes with that you guys are all going to sit there and be like, she's lost it. Trust me. It's the whole aspect of working for it, having to work hard for it. Here's the thing. Since abundance is our birthright, this whole working hard and like putting our head against the wall and having it, that's very scarcity mindset driven, and that is not putting us in the direction of being magnetic and abundant. So you need to take action, correct. You need to take guided action, aligned action, inspired action, right action. And people always are like, what does that mean? It's very hard to explain, but I will tell you some of the easiest ways to get your guided action and aligned action. One, you meditate. And before you meditate, you actually think of the experience that you want to have. And then you ask, what do I need to know about this? I would actually challenge you to every single day until the end of the year, go into meditation, put on a 5-minute timer. If you can manage 20, you're going to get a lot of info. It's going to be awesome. But put on a 5-minute timer, and every single day, just before you meditate, go, what do I need to know today? That's it. What do I need to know today? The other really good place is driving. What do I need to know? What clarity do I need? What do I need to action? The other really good place is the shower. The shower's a good one, isn't it? The shower's a really good one. So when you find the like little sweet spot where you're like, oh, I get all these messages, this is so awesome, go use that. Like, make sure that whenever you know you've identified that for yourself, that you leverage it. So if you just go in and you're just getting a whole bunch of ideas and you're like, these are great ideas, oh my God. Basically, they're just talking to, like, the universe is talking to you kind of like broken telephone, because you don't really know what to do with it. You don't really know what it pertains to. But if you go in asking a question, they will use that time to answer that question. So if you want to know, if you're in alignment and what to do to better align yourself, or how to ground better for yourself, then those are the questions that you get to ask when you're leveraging that time. All right. So every single day to the end of the year, ask, what do I need to know today? Especially ask if you're aligning to that experience that you want, that money you want, that relief that you want, that we're building our belief on, then please, at least one time per day, ask, what is my right action? What do I need to do today to align to this? What do I need to do today to make this happen? And go and do that thing. They may give you 10 things. Just do one of them, because then you're signaling to the universe that you are serious about it. And more will come and more will be revealed. And if you're stuck, then just ask, am I supposed to stop? Am I supposed to take a break from this? Because sometimes we are given breaks on things so that other things can line up, not because we're supposed to be stuck and give up on it. Okay, so how to manifest like a boss, everybody? Express your experiences, what you want. I'm saying it again. Measure your vibration. Try your very darndest to stay high vibe. Now, high vibe does not mean people walk all over you. High vibe does not mean that you do not get pissed off. High vibe actually means that you set good boundaries for yourself. High vibe means that you understand what is your energy and what is their energy, and you just let people have their crappy vibes if they want to have their crappy vibes. That's what that is. And so for me, one of the most helpful things that I have been able to do for myself in the last little while is to really go back and think about all, like I'm going to say, I know everybody that I have spoken to personally has had like the craziest 2019, and they're just like, just finish this damn thing. Like, it's over with. I want it done. Like, everybody is just like, this was a year that I did not see coming. And so, it's in the looking back that I can see, hey, I was actually not in control of my vibe. I was letting other people control my vibe. I did not have good boundaries in this situation. I was absorbing these emotions from these people. This was kind of toxic, and I sat there anyway, and I didn't do anything about it for myself. Not because I need to do it for them. Yeah, I can't help those people. But when you master your frequency, then you truly can become super magnetic in life. And in saying that, I am going to leave you with, if you can measure your vibration every single day, you will really start to understand where you're at compared to where you want to be, you want to go. And it's that whole thing where Abraham Hicks especially says that you need to be in order to do and then have. Measuring your vibration really helps you to understand if you're already being the person that is needed for that thing to manifest into your life. You understand? For that experience to manifest into your life. Yeah. So if you want to manifest, if you want to measure your vibration using a pendulum, which, thank you for bringing this up, because I have a pendulum class coming up the 10th of January. So if you want to take the pendulum class, it's up on my website. And if you want to work on some of your specific goals one-on-one, I also have a special up on my website to help you really go through this. And that's when I would dive into your records and dive into your guides and really get a lot of clarity and alignment for you. And that's where I would also do specific block clearing. So if you guys missed last week, you missed it's clearing something right now. How I would clear and activate for you guys. So Tina, if you want to measure, whoever has a pendulum, if you don't have a pendulum, just know that you can literally tie a button to a string, and anything that's hanging like this is like gonna work, a necklace. So if you want to measure your vibration using this, you first of all are going to want to ask if you should use a scale of 1 to 10. Or 1 to 1,000, whatever they want you to use. So we're going to use a scale of 1 to 10 is what I'm getting a yes. Are you getting anything, Tina? Okay. So then you would just say, is my vibration higher than a 5? And you'd get a yes. And then I would just count it down. Is it 5? Is it 6? Is it 7, 8, 9, 10? If it said to you 1 to 1,000, then this is how I would do it. Is my vibration over 500? Is my vibration over 750, 850, 950, 960, 970? Basically, until you get a 10 that you can be like, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? And then it'll go. And that is actually how I measure the percentages to any and all questions that I ask, in the same way. Well, yeah, I mean, if you choose to get a pendulum, it's totally up to you. I'm not sure that there's a really I mean, you can shop around for a good one, but normally a pendulum will pick you, and you'll walk in and you might find, that you're just super drawn to one, or that one is kind of moving a lot more, getting your attention. So when you go shopping for a pendulum, if you guys live in the Brampton area, there's a really good store at Main and Botted Road called Earthworks. It's really good. There's some great places in Oakville, like Ananda's or Cash's Den. I'm not so sure about Mississauga, actually, if anyone's got any Mississauga ideas. In downtown, there's tons of metaphysical stores that you can go into and get a pendulum. You're just going to want to clear it the way you clear crystal and charge it on some selenite and stuff. So there are some care instructions for your pendulum. Oh yeah, the rock store in Toronto is stunning. Totally. Oh, Happy Soul's a good one too. Yeah, Tina, Happy Soul's a good one. Patricia, you've been to Happy Soul. You go to Happy Soul and get a pendulum for sure. Any more questions? Does everybody understand the concept, the overall concept of what we're going for here? Yes, yes, no, no. Emmy's like, I'm a little tired today. Me too, girl. So next week, no, there's no class next week. There is the 31st at 3 p.m. Tina wants to know how she can manifest Greece again. Girl, go back through the challenge. Let me know if you guys want to do a 7-day money manifesting challenge again. We will put it up. It's just a series of emails and visualizations. Yes, yes, yes. And we can do it all together. I will send out an email and I can give you guys the information on that. We can start at like maybe the second week of, I was going to say Greece. January, when everybody goes back to, second week of Greece. January, when everyone goes back to routine and kids are back in school. Oh, Essie girl. I hope you get healthy soon. And card readings are on the 31st at 3 o'clock. So come on, have your questions ready. I'm going to be pulling cards and interpreting these cards for you guys. Yeah, I'll take some of that Greece too. Maybe we'll be pulling cards on us all going to Greece together. Wouldn't that be epic? And if there are any topics you want to dive deeper into, please send me an email because I'm going to commit to continuing these Tuesday classes. I would really like them to be interactive with you guys, teach you different ways to ground, maybe how your clairs work, different ways you can speak to your intuition that are easy check-ins. And if there's anything that you guys want to know about, be it how to read the Akashic Records maybe, or maybe we do Akashic Record reading. I don't know. I had some amazing readings today. Let me know so that I can give you guys those classes. Okay. Bye for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.